My friend challenged me to break out of this pumpkin prison he had built. The problem is, this prison is near impossible to escape. All of the rooms are made out of bedrock, making it impossible to break out of. The only way I can escape is by completing all of the puzzles. Can I make it out, or will I be stuck here forever? Level 1. I was teleported into a box with 5 paintings across from me and a massive drop separating me from them. Immediately after I spawned into level 1, I actually just went into F5 just to see myself, and I noticed there was a fishing rod on top of my head. Now I searched around the room for a little bit looking to see if there's anything hidden, and I managed to find this glass pane right on the ceiling. I tried fishing rodding all the paintings to see if I could activate anything, but nothing activated. I noticed on the other side that only one painting was different than the rest, so I was just assuming that I had to jump to it and get to the other side. I used my glass pane to bridge over one block, and then I did the leap of faith. On the other side of the painting was a saddle that I collected, and also 2 signs that I collected as well. I made sure to break all the paintings to make sure there was nothing behind them. After I broke all the paintings, I then decided to hit the stone button, and after hitting the stone button, a pig spawned at the bottom of the pit. I noticed the pig had a potion effect on him, and I'm pretty sure this was feather falling, so I used my fishing rod to fish up the pig. I quickly placed my saddle on him and rode him down. At the bottom of the pit, there was literally nothing. I tried looking for string, I just tried walking around, and there was just nothing. After walking against the walls for a little bit, I managed to find a little hidden pocket that I slipped into and was teleported to the next level. Now, before we move on to level 2, I'd appreciate it if you subscribe since YouTube only says 0.1% of you who watch my videos are subscribed. Level 2. I was teleported into this empty bedrock box with nothing except a button inside of a passageway that I couldn't reach. When looking around the room, I managed to find a hidden pressure plate just hanging on the wall. While searching for any hidden items around the room, I managed to stumble across an invisible barrier block. And once I jumped on top, I realized there was a button right on top of the room that I could push. Once I pushed the button, another button had spawned inside another corner of the room. And then after I pushed that one, another one had spawned on the floor. I realized that after pushing one of those buttons, it actually spawned another invisible barrier block. And when I jumped on top of this barrier block, I could actually reach another button. Now at this point, I had pressed all the buttons and there was literally no other buttons spawning around the room. So either the buttons were completely useless or I was missing something really important. I decided to check my inventory one more time just to make sure nothing was on my head or anything was in my inventory I couldn't see. And when checking my inventory, I managed to find a piece of glass. I used this one piece of glass to vault myself up to the button. I then hit the button and it was teleported to the next level, level 3. I was teleported into a pretty big room with a massive lava pit spanning across it, and on the other side was a pressure plate inside of a little doorway that I assumed I had to get to. The first thing I did was look for any hidden items that may be on the walls that I could use to cross over. I then noticed on the roof there was a pattern. This pattern on the roof represented to me that there was a hidden bridge formed that I couldn't see, but the roof was telling me so. So I tried crouch walking towards the edge where the blocks lined up, and to my surprise, I was walking on invisible blocks. I went through this puzzle extremely slow because if I made one wrong move, I would have fell and died inside the lava. There were some also pretty intense jumps I had to do, and if I missed, I would have fell and died inside the lava. I was almost at the end of this puzzle, and I only had to hit 2 more jumps to get to the end. I then stepped on the pressure plate at the end and was teleported to next level. I was teleported into another bedrock box with 2 holes inside the wall, a chest in front of me, and an end stone inside the corner. I opened up the chest and there was a crafting table and boat inside, which I collected. I also collected the chest as well. I used the crafting table and the chest to see what was inside this little hole inside the wall. Once I could see inside the hole, I noticed there was a redstone line. I decided to break down, and when I broke down, I noticed this was not a normal chest, it was a trap chest. And with trap chests, you can activate redstone signals. So I jumped on top of my crafting table and managed to place down the trap chest, and when I clicked on the trap chest, it activated the redstone signal, which gave me exactly 48 chorus plants. I then used all of these chorus plants on Edstone and was given a bunch of chorus fruit. While I was farming the course plant, I heard on the other side of the wall a very faint lava sound. Now, since I heard lava on the other side of the wall, I decided to eat my course plant to see if there was anything else on the other side. And on the other side was a pool of lava with a furnace across from it. I then used another course plant to teleport across. There was nothing inside the furnace, but I realized I could cook popped chorus fruit, and then popped chorus fruit could turn into blocks. Above me was a campfire, which when I broke, dropped me exactly 2 coal. I then used the coal to cook chorus fruit and turned it into popped chorus fruit, and then turned the popped chorus fruit into blocks. I figured I'd save my blocks when going across this pool of lava, so I actually boat MLG'd to get across. Once on the other side, I realized there was a barrel up inside the ceiling, so I used all the blocks I had gotten and got up there and opened the barrel. In the barrel was 6 wooden planks, which I took. I also took the barrel with me. I then ate another chorus fruit to teleport back. I now had enough blocks to attempt to get to the hole that I seen far above. I then built up with all the blocks I had, and then crafted a trap door so I could get short enough to crawl underneath to the pressure plate. I stepped on the pressure plate and was teleported to the next level. In this new room, I spawned right next to a chest along with a fence post. There was also this weird water thing in the corner with a piece of redstone on top of it. And way above me was a chest, and also signs numbered with buttons above them. The first thing I did was check inside the chest, and inside the chest was a shulker box, which I took. I then also broke the chest and took it with me. I then collected the fence next to me, and used the chest to boost myself up to the little hole in the wall. Inside was a pressure plate that did absolutely nothing, and also inside the furnace that was underneath the pressure plate was 1 coal. I actually noticed this bedrock box with a lectern inside of it had opened after I stepped on the pressure plate, so I guess it wasn't absolutely useless. The book on the lectern said, hit the right one and you pass, hit the wrong one and you die. So now I had to somehow find a clue inside this room that would help me find out which number I had to hit. I took the book off the lectern and decided to take it with me. I noticed that a piece of sand had spawned on top of me, so I used my chest and my lectern to vault up, and at the top there was actually a sugar cane next to the sand, which I collected both. I then used all the blocks I had collected to build up to go grab the redstone on top of the water thing. Well up there, I realized there was a pressure plate way down inside the water. So I used one of my stake and threw it into the water and it activated the pressure plate and it spawned a crafting table inside the corner of the room. I went to check the crafting table to see if there was anything I could make, and the only thing that was available was sugar. I then remembered that I had sand and sugarcane on me and I could actually grow multiple sugarcane because it was a water source. Because the tick speed on this map was insanely fast, this sugarcane almost grew instantly. I ended up collecting about 30 sugarcane when I realized that the chest up on the wall was still there. I now had enough blocks to parkour my way up and open the chest. Inside was exactly 4 raw iron. I then cooked the 4 iron with the 1 coal I got. I now looked through my crafting and actually made some paper out of the sugarcane I collected. Now I had exactly 4 iron and 1 redstone, and with that I could craft a compass. And then with the paper that I had crafted from the sugarcane, I could make an empty map. And possibly the empty map could give me a hint on where I needed to go. When I opened the map, the first thing I noticed was a massive 3 in the bottom right corner. Assuming 3 was the correct answer, I used all the blocks again to build up to the button. I hit the button and then was teleported to the final level. This room was pretty empty and only consisted of a chest that I noticed right away. In the chest was 13 cooked iron and 2 sticks. When I tried collecting the chest, I realized I had mining fatigue, so I wasn't going to be able to break it quickly. I went to a corner of the room where there was a piece of dripstone and also a crafting table and downflowing water. I also seen these invisible particle effects, and what sounded like a cow. If I wanted to get rid of this mining fatigue, I'd have to craft a bucket and milk the cow to get rid of all my effects, so I can actually break stuff in this room. So I crafted a bucket with 3 iron, and found the invisible cow. Drank the milk and my mining fatigue was removed. I then went over and collected the chest. After collecting the chest, I realized that there was a drip of lava coming from the corner of this room. Now, if you didn't know, if you can find a dripping source of lava and place a dripstone right underneath it, and then place a cauldron underneath the dripstone, it'll actually fill up the cauldron with lava, and then you can collect it with a bucket. So I went in the crafting table and crafted myself a cauldron. And then I crafted myself an iron pickaxe so I can collect the dripstone on the floor. I then placed down the dripstone on the roof and instantly it filled up the cauldron with lava. I then picked up the lava with my bucket and placed it next to the water so it would make an infinite cobblestone generator. I collected about 30 cobblestone and then took a look around the room and realized that there was a hole inside the ceiling which I could build up with cobblestone to get out of. I collected a little bit more cobblestone, and for some unknown reason, a bunch of invisible cows started spawning. I used a cobblestone that I collected and I built out of the prison. And yes, this story does end with a little bit of revenge. Also, come join our Discord server where we're hosting events in the future and we're giving away an Optifine cape and free Discord Nitro.